Everybody ready? Yeah. Hit it.
Nigga, you know the fuck this is, nigga. Let me teach you how to make a motherfucking ham sandwich. Now see, nigga, the first thing you're gonna need to do is get you some of this here bounty, nigga. Cause we ain't using no goddamn plates. Bounty, bitch. And then you get you some of that sunbeam white bitch bread, nigga. Make sure that's that king shit. Slap that white bitch down. Throw some of that creamy goodness on that bitch. Make sure it's a heaping helping. Mayonnaise, nigga. If you use Miracle Whip, I'ma whip your ass, nigga. And then you spread that bitch around with a fork. Yes, you do. A fork, cause butter knives are for butter, bitch. That's right. And then you put some motherfucking carving board ham on that bitch, or you put some real shit. Don't fuck around with them deli slices, nigga. And then you slap another white bitch on top of that, nigga. And then you put some jalapeno crunches next to that shit, nigga. And that's what you get. A motherfucking ham sandwich, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga. Can't do this long cause of that. faces.
They out here today now. And girl, they as arrowheads
and
today.
in the jogging pants too, girl.
Ooh. Hey, what's that in your pants? What's that in your pants? Are you just happy to see me?
Or is that a shotgun?
These young boys, they don't know what they're missing. I got that cootie cap for you, eh? I got that cootie cap for you. It don't purr growl. It growl.
This shit been knighted, boy. You know what I'm saying? The King of England touched this.
Hey, I'll suck you like a word is original.
While listening to WAP remix, yes we will.
Blow you like a pinwheel.
While you're sucking on motherfucking the glitter of life.
Oh man,
you know what that is.
Pick this titty up. Pick this titty up.
Go ahead and get it then, young man. I like the ass on
you like cellulite? Oh, you like stretch marks? Your baby mama got it though. Okay.
He look like Joe Camel. Getting the red money.
Ooh, hey. We can do it anywhere except under a fan, baby. We can do it anywhere except under the fan.
Baby, you dry up still.
Oh yeah, I still dry. And little dab of do it though, little spit. I'm right back at it.
Water base, ain't that a beach? Okay.
This I said this is cootie cat. It got cootie meat. It got old. Cootie meat old.
Baby, you ever want to turtle fuck your auntie?
Woo.
Give me a call.
Woo. Come here, baby.
Yeah.
Come on. Hey.
I'll fix your carburetor too.
What's your helicopter like? Yeah.
What's that behind me? Is that an airplane? No, it's a helicopter made of blocks from Duplo. That's my favorite toy. If you a young girl that thinks you a boy, that's Duplo. Go on, get your kids some Duplos, man. Do you know a place you can go where you can drink and smoke and laugh your face off? That's a real Ninjas podcast.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. What up? It's me, Prez, and guess what? You just stumbled upon a Real Ninjas podcast where we talk about interesting topics, critique underground music, used to critique underground music, and speak on that fuck shit. And where there's Prez, there's bread. What up, bread?
Don't soy that. You know.
A lot of Real Ninja claws enacted.
Court is now in session.
So we got an interesting topic tonight. Even more interesting, I used the wrong thumbnail template. Niggas be high being busy at the same time. So, what the fuck? Oh.
Hell no.
It should be happening.
Should be happening.
Click off.
Did you?
No. Okay. All right.
We got some comments.
Rough day today. We got men in the house. We got a bot in the house.
I guess.
There's a bot. Look, realizing your partner is hiding secrets years. Yeah. See.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Men in the house. Heather in the house. This ain't girl talk though. My bad.
Word up.
So, why women call men narcissistic without a diagnosis? Okay, that's what we talk about. It's not girl talk. It is
in parentheses and don't even know what it means.
That's okay.
You good?
So let's just go ahead and get to it. So they say on TikTok, they said that 7% of men are diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder.
Which is still not a lot.
7% is a lot
Men?
Of men, definitely. Like this.
7% out of 100% of men?
Yes, that's like you need 10% to sway anything in life. You know what I'm saying? All you need is 10. So it's to be 7%, that's a lot. But it ain't even that now. A lot of people have narcissistic traits and don't even realize it until you bring it to their attention. Damn, that's a lot. But that's TikTok telling you that. And again, you're talking to people who aren't psychologists telling you you have narcissistic traits. You know what I mean? So and I guarantee you most people who know what a narcissistic, most people who say people got narcissistic traits ain't never went to a class. It was something they heard on YouTube. Guaranteed.
At best, they Googled the definition.
And that, you know what I mean? So then apply it to how they want to apply it to. Because we're going to get to the definition. But the terms like narcissistic, gaslighting, and toxic have become mainstream. And they like to call this therapy speak, and it's getting overused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everything is gaslighting. Everything's toxic. You know what I mean?
Can we look up gaslighting?
Yeah, we're gonna look up all that then.
Yeah, we're gonna look up all.
Tonight we're gonna explore why the term narcissist is used so freely. You know what I mean? So like it shouldn't. You got water, bro?
No.
And,
It was a test questionnaire they took on Facebook.
Oh, what's a narcissist?
What's a narcissist?
Yeah. What is narcissistic personality disorder? And how does it differ from everyday self-centered behavior? You know what I mean? So,
right.
Like, a lot of people think arrogance is narcissistic. You know what I mean? A lot of people will say, I've been called narcissist before, and which is crazy. You know what I mean? You're so narcissistic. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Because I think highly of myself, I'm a narcissist. No, that's not what a narcissist is, you know. The clinical definition of narcissistic personality disorder
or NPD.
NPD is a diagnosable mental health condition involving grandiose lack of empathy and a need of admiration. This sounds like most women do.
It does.
You know what I mean? So
grandiose lack of empathy, and what else? Need for admiration.
Yeah, need for admiration. That's a woman flat out right there. You know what I mean?
That's what that sounds.
You know what I mean? So, they are
a modern feminist or feminist peer.
Yes. Shit. Feminists peer, because they don't
care about anything but their end goal.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Which is selfish in itself. You know what I mean? When they fighting for women's rights, they really just fighting for their own rights. Right. Women don't really stick together, but they together because they all most of them have selfish reasons on what they do. You know what I mean? So,
well, it's understandable if you're trying to fight for the right party.
That's literally what they want. You know what I mean? Feminists, that is. I like off topic a little bit. I've been, listening to a lot of people to discuss feminists and the whole feminist movement. And the funniest thing that I've heard about it is that you can't, like, you're acting like men grant y'all the privilege to be feminists. You know what I mean? Because
we're the ones who are actually upholding those laws.
There you go. You know what I mean? Shit. So y'all say y'all want this, we say, okay.
All right, there's a law for that. And hey, guys, they don't want that now.
They don't want that. Y'all should don't impede on that. Okay? And y'all better not do it, because if you don't do it, we're gonna fuck you up. It takes other men. It takes feminism to exist. It takes men to enforce it.
I had this talk with my daughter on the way to St. Louis. My daughter and her friend, because I'm telling them, like, hey, I get that you want to do stuff in life, and you know what I'm saying? You have an idea of how you want to get there, and society has told you one thing. I said, but don't go against your design. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's a country song about that, I'm sure of it. Probably so.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were kind of on the same thing. Like, no, I want to like go to school and have a career and like make something of myself. And then by the time I'm 35, I'm going to have the man I want to settle down. And I'm like, it don't work like that.
It don't work like that.
I said, you're going to do all that and become 35 and see that it's a desert wasteland because the dude that you feel like you qualify for isn't even looking at you. The same way you're not looking at the dudes now who are doing regular shit and would give you everything that you want.
You outgrew your availability, you might as well say, you know what I mean?
Right.
As in, you didn't, so the men, you 35, think you about, number one, that's late term pregnancy. You know what I mean?
Kids don't know how time is like. They think niggas who are 28 are old. Like, and you're 16, like that's not that big of a difference.
I mean, I'm gonna say women know when they can't have babies. Yeah,
of course they.
Women know when they getting old and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when the makeup start coming out, the Botox, you know what I mean. So they know when they getting old. You know what I mean. So they just don't want to. They just don't want to accept it. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Shit. Like, we live in
more of the delusion.
Yes, we live in a delusional land. That's what we live in, you know. But social media platforms like TikTok, they really amplify the therapy speak. Every woman on TikTok thinks they're a therapist. You know, that is just, they have narcissistic tendencies and use a whole bunch of other big words that they don't really know what they mean enough. You know what I mean? Women also are more likely to label men as narcissists due to the societal expectation around men's behavior. So,
but not about women's behavior.
Exactly. You know what I mean? An arrogant woman isn't a narcissist, but an arrogant man is. You know what I mean? Sure. Like when them the type of men you like. You want an arrogant man in front of you, you know?
She said some of this generation don't even want a significant other or kids. It's wild. They think they do.
Yeah, your biology always wins. It's always a lot of, like, I'm gonna use my sister as an example. You know what I mean?
This generation also thinks that if you're a man with a penis and you put boobs on and makeup and act like a woman, then you're a woman.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use my sister as an example. You know what I mean? She decided to wait very long to do all this stuff. So she's actually married now and with a baby. You know what I mean? But she's 36. You know what I mean? And she always said, "I ain't having no kids. I ain't having no kids." You know what I mean? And I was starting to believe her because we get to the point where shit, all right, well, shit, you don't want to have,
yeah.
You know, I don't think you want to have kids anyway, right there. You know what I mean? Shit, you get 32, 33, you know. But I'm looking, and I don't want to get on my sister, but I'm just using her example because this is real life. Right. I haven't met her husband. You know what I mean? She stay in Texas. She's doing a lot of things really fast. You know what I mean? And why? Because you're 36. I understand. You know what I mean? So
you don't have them.
Exactly. You know, so they was gonna get married. We was gonna have a whole wedding in a year or so, but now she's pregnant. You know what I mean? So they went on ahead and just went downtown to the because you don't got because number one, y'all definitely was working on trying to get pregnant for sure if y'all getting married. You know, then I like to say I seen her with some and I don't know this dude at all, but this is her husband. Now I'm not trying to talk about him, but I seen her with better looking dudes. You know what I mean? She and better guys. I seen her and I seen her with not so better guys also. You know what I mean? She was so she was doing what most women do, and definitely the women that say they ain't gonna get married and nothing like that. And enjoying her life, you know what I mean? So I see her with better dudes. Now she got a guy that's about tall as she is. She must be like 5'2". I think like 5'4". You know what I mean? She does. So them babies gonna be little.
She said them babies gonna be
little. You only
little.
gonna get one out of them, you know what I mean? She is all right with it. She don't know that you don't want to have that only child syndrome, you know what I mean? Sister kind of selfish, you know what I mean? She by waiting so long to that's selfish on her bloodline, her and her child. You know what I mean? He has kids, but again,
that don't matter to you.
Yeah, those aren't. Both of these is his kids, but they're not both of your kids. I just feel like that means something. But I include men and women in my response. That it's men and women who are narcissists. But I agree, people don't fully understand the term and the behaviors and actions of some know and are in denial. Do you know the terms? Do you know what narcissist? Are you clinically able to prescribe somebody as a narcissist, Miss Heather? This is what we talk about. Yeah, my friends are older and have kids and say they're gonna be mistaken as grandma in their high school graduation program. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even came at myself. I'm just happy. I'm happy she getting married. I'm happy she pregnant. She waited long enough. I feel like now, dang, like she ain't never gonna see this. She ain't gonna watch no fucking podcast. But she ain't gonna. And shit, I'll stand on anything I'm saying. And I hope for longevity, but I feel like it's not. You know what I mean? Because never heard of this dude for the longest. Never heard of this dude. And then
on some what's that nigga? He was like a prince of one of them Iranian countries and Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Like some shit like that.
Like he just popped up and this is your boyfriend, y'all getting married, you know what I mean? Shit. So it seems kind of quick, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a couple other red flags in there, you know what I mean? So they're going quickly, and he has kids already, and he has custody of his, you know what I mean? So he might need somebody to watch his kids, though, you know what I mean?
She said,
this big bro. Okay.
She said, you know my ass don't have a degree, but if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. There's tendencies too. But what if you don't know animal stuff?
Even the tendencies.
What if you don't know anything outside of a domestic house cat or dog?
Am I being selfish or am I being arrogant? Or am I being I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like who is to tell me that am I doing the tendencies? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know? It's almost I learned today, like researching all this stuff, that psychopath isn't a real.
It's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. You know what I mean? Shit, it's just something people call motherfuckers. You know what I mean? He's a psycho, and there's
because they don't know what to call him.
Exactly. You know, ain't even a real thing. I got a question. Okay, so what experiences you think lead women to label men narcissists?
Experiences that they tend to forget where, they've been granted a relationship that, there's duty, roles, honor, etc.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want me to be more blatant about it, like, for example, in times of like, oh, I'm going out to the club tonight with my friends, and their man is like, no, you're not doing that. You're in a relationship now, and we don't do that. I'm not going.
And that's even protection. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I'm not with you at the club.
Or what do you think of this for me to go out in tonight? No, you're not wearing that. You're showing too much shit, like you're sending the wrong message. You know what I'm saying?
Narcissists.
No, you're just insecure. Okay. Hey, don't take 5th Street home because nigga they protesting and rioting downtown. I'll go where the fuck I want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or hey babe, even hey babe, whenever you get paid, give me your check. And I'm gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, you got everything.
I want the whole check.
I want the whole check. Because I'm doing the budgeting and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He trying to control the money.
As I should. You know
right.
What I should.
I'm the leader.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is our money.
Now, I said now it's different if I'm the leader and I say, hey, you're better with money than I am. You control the money. But give me a report every such and such.
I gave you the responsibility.
And that's what I said too. I said as a leader, because rule number 1 is Dick drive this car. You know what I'm saying? Rule number 2 is if Dick is driving this car and then tell you to drive the car, guess who's driving the car? Because that can happen too.
Women in a relationship dynamic, women may use narcissists to describe behaviors like emotional manipulation, dismissiveness, and controlling tendencies, which can stem from real pain or power imbalances. But these are all feelings, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Are there valid grievances behind the label, even if it's not clinically accurate?
Maybe some. I mean, we can't say that there's not. There's a variable, of course, it could be. But that would just go on a base-by-base situation, you know what I'm saying? Can we say, in general, if that is? Well, if this certain criteria is met, probably. For example, if you're in a relationship, at minimum boyfriend and girlfriend, committed at max a wife, husband, you know what I'm saying? And
which is similar.
Well, I mean, right. But what I'm saying is like some people might think it less rules for boyfriend and girlfriend over a marriage, which is like full on for God, like, you know what I'm saying?
Only girls think that.
Okay, fair enough.
Because our roles are pretty hard set.
Yeah. No,
as long as they don't want you cheating, they want you to protect them. They want you to provide some structure. You know
right.
What I mean?
So what I'm saying is like, with that being established, it's like in Karate Kid. I'm veering a little bit, but the metaphor is, we responsible for you. Like, we here to, teach you something, like to let, help you see some shit you might not see in yourself. So if we go back to the Karate Kid, if you remember, Daniel's son was getting beat up by Johnny.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then he ran to Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi fucked him up and he said, hey, Mr. Miyagi, can you teach me karate, man? And he was like, nigga, why you want to learn, man? And he was like, oh, so I can beat niggas' asses and like know how to defend myself. And he said, all right, well, these the rules. He said, number 1, He was like, know that karate is for defense only. So if I find out you going out and like trying to fuck niggas up, it's over with. He said, number 2, whatever I'm fucking telling you to do, I need you to do it. No questions asked. Right? That was it.
There it is.
So then what he started doing, he said, all right, I'm here to learn karate today. He said, all right, cool. But first, paint the fence. He said, and I'm going to show you how. He said, you take the brush, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke. You know what I'm saying? And he did that shit all day. He said, come back tomorrow. We're going to learn some karate. And he was like, all right, bet. He got there the next day and he was like, all right, now what? He said, I want you to sand the floor today. That's what we on. He said, inner circle, nigga. Inner circle, inner circle. Just like that. And that nigga sand the floor and he was like, nigga, my arms are skilled. He was like, all right, you right, I'm bogus. I promise tomorrow you come back, we gonna learn karate. He came back the third day. That nigga waxed off all day. And he came back.
We're not talking about the Jaden Smith version.
No, the original, the OG.
All right.
But put the jacket on was the same shit. Because one, it was about humbling yourself, nigga, do what the fuck I say. Because it's some bigger shit going on than what you think. And that came to fruition when he said, motherfucker, I painted your fence. I sanded your floor. I waxed your car. We ain't learned no fucking karate, man. I'm quit. I'm done with this shit. And that nigga said, all right. Sand the floor. And that nigga tried to get down. He said, show it to me, nigga. He said, sand the goddamn floor right, took his shit right. He said, okay. He said, now show me wax on, wax off. Now show me paint the fence. Now put it all together. Hot, yeah. He said, now motherfucker, when I say do what the fuck I say, that's what the fuck I mean. Like, and that was it right there.
You've been training for him. So.
You've been conditioning in order to do the shit that you want to fucking do. That's the point.
Say, I'll take a shot at me. I want him to go out with me and ask me for fashion stuff too on how I look. And on the financial, if we're in public, I have him hold my stuff so I don't get misplaced.
You know what I'm saying? But like that, if people can watch that scene and understand that like what the real metaphor is, women, it would be much easier for you. Because it's like when we telling you some shit, i.e. in the instance of, hey, you can't go out to the club with Keisha. It's because we already know what the fuck Keisha's on. What up, Jeff? We know what Keisha's on, and we're conditioning you to say no to shit like that. So that when I'm not around, or if you can't get a hold of me, and some shit don't look right, you could be like, girl, nah, my man wouldn't want me going out. I don't know, it's just, I can hear him right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it.
See, most people aren't trained to diagnose mental disorders leading to misapplications of the term based on pop psychology. So, got a question. So, what are some consequences of labeling somebody a narcissist without a proper diagnosis? Because
can you use a therapy to define a therapy? Because that's gas.
Yeah, it is.
If you call the nigga that ain't a narcissist, and you keep doing that, and they start believing it, you gaslit that nigga to becoming a narcissist.
What are some consequences
of calling someone a narcissist?
Yeah.
Well, you could the person calling out the narcissism could actually be the narcissist. Projecting it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Projection is one thing. I mean, just straight up slander could be another thing. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. It
could be like a blackballing thing where word gets around, and now you can't fuck with nobody because they think that you're a narcissist.
Because bitches pass the word around. I don't eat certain things because I can hear them in the back of my head saying,
"You knew better. Stay away from that damn chili."
So yeah, get called a narcissist, and now this little group of women over here see you as a narcissist.
Yeah, because of the whatever text page that they all on for Springfield men.
Exactly, and then so now amongst these bitches in this little area, you know, so there's so many bitches you don't got to worry about. If one group of friends call you a narcissist, you ain't really got to worry about it unless you don't. You can't get outside that group of people.
Right.
What I mean? So,
which is crazy.
If you work at Walmart and you dated one girl that worked there, and now she done told everybody here at Walmart that you're a narcissist, you're probably not gonna get with too many other bitches here at Walmart. You know what I mean? He's a narcissist. He's abusive. You know what I mean? And they'll tell you that they don't mean physically though.
No.
You know what I mean? Shit.
And I'm assuming it's Walmart on North Dirksen, so you just go over to Lowe's and you should be fine.
I don't even believe in verbal abuse. So just how I talk could be verbal abuse. Even if I'm so is the dozens is
that is in a way.
But
amongst friends, I feel like you need that.
But if it
you know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm saying the dozens is one thing to be like, oh, what's your April O'Neil looking at this, right? But versus being like, oh, you stupid, dumb, fat bitch, nobody's gonna fucking want you except me, and sit the fuck down because you're fucking dumb and ugly, and like telling the bitch that every day.
What if that's kind of fucked up? What if that's your opinion though? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this how I feel,
because then it could be their opinion. Oh, you small dick, no money making happen, motherfucking nigga. Know the same shit.
I hear you. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I like my dick.
Okay.
It didn't hurt that, or do it have to make you feel bad?
No. What?
So let's say I said, man, shut your purple skin ass up. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say something.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Shut your white teeth having ass up. Like I'm calling you names. You know what I mean? Shit. But
I think what makes it abuse is the intent plus the insecurity.
I want you to
do you know what I'm saying? So to like when we do the dozens, right? And it's not always consensual on both parts, but especially if both parts join in, then it's consensual. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But even in the dozens, like when friends are doing it, right? Like if me and you were doing it, we would come at each other and like different shit, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it like, yes, we know each other, so like we know it can get personal, but I would think we would understand in the moment it's not personal. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'd say even if I have an insecurity about being dark, and you're like, oh, nigga, you look like Daffy Duck with the bill shot off. You know what I'm saying? Like in the moment, like because I know we're joking, so I'm suspending that belief. I'm gonna be like, damn, that's fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Now, versus if I don't know you, or like you don't know me, and you just fucking come in and like start bullying and being like, yo, look at this Daffy Duck with the bill ass nigga, and everybody starts laughing type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, now you have a different intent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm being in competition, funny comedian with you. It's like, no, I'm trying to put the light on this nigga to like not be on me because I have an insecurity.
But I'm saying, is it emotional? I mean, is it verbal abuse if I don't get hurt by it? So let's say
no. So if the same bully comes up to like, okay, say
it says some girls can just resist a red flag, especially if it's more than 5 people have confirmed that she's gonna want it. Fear.
Fuck around and find.
Fuck around and find out. What was you gonna say?
No. So say that like. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, same bully scenario, right? And the bully comes in and he's like, motherfucker's clothes so dirty, fucking roaches ride around and doom buggies in them. And the kid, and like, obviously the kid isn't dirty, you know what I'm saying? And like, but he's not like poloed down, but he's not dirty. And the kid just looks at him like, dude, why? You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, yeah, why? And he's like, because, motherfucker, he's not smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, tries to go to something else and shit. Then no, it's not abuse because the shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not abuse even if it gets if you get found out. So you're bullying motherfuckers and it's like, oh, you dirty motherfucker. It's like, Rodney, I'm not dirty. But you know what is dirty? That your dad cheated on your mom, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfucker's like, fuck you, motherfucker. Then it's like, oh shit.
Okay.
And like and even then, I don't think that's abuse, because that's the truth.
So
if it is the truth.
All I'm saying, only abuse or violence I feel is physical. You know what I mean? Like if I can't, if I can't talk to you any way I want to, you know what I mean? You don't gotta stay here for it. You know what I mean? Shit. So is that abuse? So do you have to stay for it to be abuse? No verbal abuse? You know what I mean? Because if
do you have to stay for it to be domestic violence? No.
Is it verbal abuse on the phone?
If she's a stupid bitch and all types of cunts and fucking son of a bitch,
because she can hang up.
She can.
Okay, or she can walk away. You know what I mean? Shit, from the abuse. You know what I mean? How long does it take? So if I just call you a bitch, is that verbal abuse? You know what I mean?
I don't think necessarily that is.
It's like giving everybody to the Pumper Kid Chuck E. Cheese party. It was cool until it wasn't.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the abuse part is trying to like, you know, so like you said, physical abuse, right? That's outward, we can see that. And so like, what are the characteristics of that? A motherfucker getting assaulted, a motherfucker getting battered physically, right? So if we take that to verbiage,
that's like if I spit on you, that's assault.
Now it is it.
It don't even hurt.
Listen, that's what. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like so, physical abuse is physical abuse, right? Now is it still physical abuse if she attacks him, but he's not hurt by it? Yes, exactly. So it's still verbal abuse. If the motherfuckers talk shit and try to batter you down and beat you down with words and make you feel inferior.
So they have to win? So again, like I'm saying.
No, at that point, the only way you know if they won is if the shit is taking effect or not. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like a clear sign like, oh, I got a bruised eye and a broken arm and shit. And like this nigga's still standing or this bit, you know what I'm saying? It's more of like, all right, day 1 in a relationship of, you know, verbal abuse. Day 15 in a relationship of verbal abuse. Day 30 in the, you know what I'm saying? And so like all of those, you're gonna be different. And all by day 30, you might be whatever the fuck, not shit, and not love yourself and be a fat piece of shit. That, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Okay, so now.
And exhibit the signs of the defeat. That's what I'm saying.
Well, listen, physical abuse, before I forget this, physical abuse, is like, so let's say I'm physically abusing. You might not be able to leave the situation because I just broke your leg. You know what I mean? Shit.
If your leg's broke, then you're in the hospital.
No, let's say you still at home.
Okay.
Let's say I'm threatening to you know I will. I'll bust you in your face. You know what I mean? And I hurt you if you leave me. You know what I mean? So that's physical. You know what I mean? So what's keeping me there for the verbal abuse?
Because you're starting to believe that you're really not shit, and I'm the only nigga that's gonna ever love you and treat you right, because everybody else is gonna treat you like dog shit.
Okay, so
now, like, rarely does verbal abuse come without physical. You know what I'm saying? They're both kind of like, you don't.
No.
I
feel like physical don't come with verbal, but
no, yes, it does. Because while you're smacking the bitch, you not gonna embarrass me.
Verbal don't come with physical like you.
Bro,
it's all type of arguments that happen.
Right. So like the argument happens before the physical. And if the physical just happens, then it happens, and then the talking is going on during the physical.
I'm saying a physical, so let's say, bitch, you didn't make my chicken right. Bam! You know what I mean? So there wasn't no argument before that. It was just
bitch, you didn't make my chicken right.
Okay.
Exactly. That's
hold on.
You're saying that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying the verbal abuse didn't have to cut. Like, so if verbal abuse don't end in physical abuse, you know what I mean?
Right.
Even like I'm just using verbal abuse.
You're saying verbal doesn't end in physical.
Yeah.
It usually does if it goes on long enough. That's what I'm saying. Verbal is the first fucking red flag.
I'll cuss a bitch out all fucking day.
You do a whole fucking page of niggas that did domestics.
Hey, it's niggas out here.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Hey, it's not a lot of.
They don't just, but what I'm saying is outside of tournament fighting, they don't just go up and hit bitches without saying nothing.
It's two-way aggression. Number one, normally, it's two-way aggression. Nobody just outright.
Which is built up. Which is fucking built up.
It's two people fighting, two people arguing. You know
but that's built up. Yeah, listen, it goes from disagreement to argument to physical. Like it does. There's no fucking.
Hold on. How about this? Shut up. You know what I mean? Bitches do that all the time. You know what I mean? Shit, just hit you for no reason.
You say?
Hold on. What was it?
Because that's the result. That's what I'm saying.
Anything can offend anyone. Saying hi in the wrong way and so on. Mercy, America is getting soft. This fact. I got something to say on that one. Or the person is dangerous outside the relationship, and you know that will be you if you act on your thoughts. The threat
it is debilitating enough for some men and women in abusive relationships. They can't leave because they know how bad it's been verbally, emotionally, so they don't want to find out the physical. But what they fail to understand, the physical part is coming regardless. That's what I'm saying.
I feel a motherfucker. If you're afraid to leave because of some words, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that at any point a motherfucker doesn't have options. What I'm saying, there's a progression. You know what I'm saying? It's just like serial killers or like people who are like that they do profiles on and they're like, okay, this motherfucker like to draw, knives and shit. And in 6th grade, he was found strangling a cat. And then in 10th grade, he was accused of essaying a girl. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. Like if a dude so what I'm saying is it's never a dude, hey, I'm hollering at the girl, we're on the first date. Damn! No. This is what I'm talking about is like y'all have been together and you know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't see shit at first, or like when it started you were like, maybe I was tripping, but then after a certain point, you're like, no, I'm not tripping all the fucking time. Uh-huh. And then that one night, he drove fucking crazy while y'all had been drinking, You know what I'm saying? And you could have left then, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, after fucking 8 months. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and then when that happens, all the way up until then, he's probably saying it, or you know what I'm saying, being like, "Bitch, you embarrassed me," or like being vague, but like, if you think about it, it's on some shit like, "Oh shit, when I gave his friend a hug," or like when I offered to pay for this, it made him feel like less of a man, and you know, and shit. That's his problem. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? But boom, 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 verbal abuse. Maybe one other thing, physical abuse.
Look, I'm looking at it like this also. So just like let's say, you know, if I throughout my life I've been able to say stuff to women that most guys probably won't be able to say. You know what I mean? It is because ladies like it. You know what I mean? So if I walk up on a lady, she might not think I'm a creep. You know what I mean? But all because Bob walked up on you and you don't like him and you find it creepy that he talking to you, that don't mean he creepy though. You know what I mean?
No, right, exactly.
So
I get that.
If the things I'm saying to you, you taking it how you want to take them. So in how you react is how you react. You know what I mean? So I can't control like emotional. I might be verbally slandered. I might be saying something mean to you, but you know what I mean. That don't have to invoke a reaction to you. You know what I mean? So that's. But then you're talking about higher thinking and consciousness and being like. I'm just talking about being a person. You know what I mean? So,
no, right. But what you're talking about is being aware. So, like, for instance, if I'm sitting there calling my girl a fat bitch, but she's conscious enough and aware that she is, you know what I'm saying, and isn't bothered by it.
So that's not verbal abuse.
Then it's not verbal abuse to her.
But
and furthermore, she could be like, "Oh, that's how you're gonna talk to me."
But you break up
I'm
with
not
her,
gonna
get with another chick, same size, same difference. I mean, same dick. You know what I mean? You fat bitch. You know what I mean? I just
then
talk like this.
Then the new one takes it like, "Oh my God, maybe I am," and then gets in the gym, and she's not a fat bitch anymore.
So is it verbal abuse though? If one got mad, and it's the same situation, but one got mad and the other one didn't get mad. So it's verbal abuse. So like physical abuse is physical abuse. It ain't nothing around. You can't deny it. You know what I mean? But
just like you said, physical abuse is physical abuse. So if my girl hits me and knocks me the fuck out with a chair, wrestling style,
that's always gonna be physical abuse.
Okay, now if she hits me with the chair and the chair breaks and I fucking look at her, it's still physical abuse.
Okay.
The difference is it just doesn't affect me like it should. So same shit's happening principally.
But I still. Back
to the scenario. If you call him a fat bitch, and she knows she's a fat bitch and doesn't care,
so
it's still verbal abuse. No, it's still verbal abuse. Even if you called her that and she fucking broke down in tears and was debilitated by that.
So
you just said it yourself.
No, it can't be.
You just said it yourself. You did.
I didn't. Look,
so how are you gonna agree in one scenario but not the other scenario?
No, I'm saying
physical abuse.
So I called her a fat bitch in one relationship. She know it. She laugh at it.
Right.
Okay.
And it's nothing to her.
It's nothing. You know what I mean? So next relationship, fat bitch. She cry about it.
Right.
I call bitches fat bitches though. I'm not trying to be verbally abusive. You just don't like what I said. So I'm saying, how is that?
No, I'm calling a fat bitch one time is not the same as calling a fat bitch throughout your relationship.
But you hit a person one time. If I hit a bitch one time, that's physical abuse.
Okay, and if you say something negative about a motherfucker, that's verbal abuse.
But you just said
that's why you can't.
It one time, if I said
no, what you're talking about is like being like, hey, fat bitch, and like seeing a bitch and calling her a fat bitch, or being on the first date and calling her that. Then she might more than likely be like, oh, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere.
When does verbal abuse start then? Is it the first hit?
When does physical abuse start?
The first hit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what you just said.
But I'm saying, no, I didn't say that.
So you said if I call this bitch a fat bitch and it rolls off, that's not verbal abuse, right?
It definitely, if I didn't, if I just call bitches fat bitches. So,
but that's not verbal abuse to do that.
I might call my sister fat bitch.
But that's not verbal abuse to you.
I would say it's not. I mean,
okay.
it can't be abuse. It can't be abuse. Bit my tongue. I don't think that's abuse. You know what I mean? Like, you can't call that abuse because how I make you feel so.
But what you can if your intent is to hurt your fucking sister. Now, if it's like if your sister's complaining about not being able to breathe and walk anywhere, and then you're like, hey, it's because you're a fat bitch. That I understand. But being in
a lot of dudes throw their girlfriends through the wall, not trying to hurt them.
That's physical abuse.
Okay, but you just said,
like,
but if I tried to hurt her, so if I tried to hurt my sister by calling her a fat bitch, that's verbal abuse.
Yes,
but I didn't try to hurt my bitch by throwing her through the wall. I accidentally did that. I'm sorry.
Right. So it has to be right. But that's what I'm saying. It has to be right in both instances then. Or it can't be right in either instance.
No, it don't have to be right in both.
Yes, it
don't have to be right in both.
The logic is there. You said, so if I call a fat bitch and she doesn't do anything, it's not verbal abuse. Just like if I call a fat bitch and she does cry, it's not verbal abuse. So by that same logic, if you hit somebody and it doesn't hurt them, it's not physical abuse.
No,
hurt
doesn't make.
So what makes the abuse part? Physical. The touch is physical. Where does the abuse come from? The unwanted part.
All right.
The unwanted part.
Okay.
So you verbally, with your mouth, called me something that I didn't want you to call me.
But I can say what I want.
Just like you can fight who the fuck you want. You can hit bitches too.
You can't fight who you want.
You can just like you can say what you want.
You can't fight who you want. That's against the law. You can't do that. But I can say whatever I want to say.
And we have freedom of speech outside of what? Hate speech. So I can't call you.
I mean,
so
speech? I mean,
a fat bitch.
That's not hate speech.
That is hate speech.
Not hate speech. Hold on, man. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
Just get up for a second.
My best friend was kidnapped, raped, and tortured by her other half kid's dad, and it all started out harmless, so she thought, made her life miserable no matter when she left or not. Sad.
Shit happens.
Unfortunately, abusive manner or not, someone can say anything is abusive nowadays. You can get fired for breathing wrong and offending someone.
Man, you know what I mean? Sure. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so let's say this.
So again,
hold on, say this. We all at the water cooler, and it's the guy. We talk how guys talk.
Yeah.
Here come Karen coming over here. You know what I mean? Shit. And she just happened to catch wind of me saying, yeah. You know what I mean? Shit. I'm gonna put it in her throat tonight. You know what I mean? So now she offended that we talking about that. How did I hurt you because of your feelings when it didn't hurt nobody else?
Because she wasn't involved in that. That's not the same thing.
No, this happens. You know what I mean?
By what she said, yes, that happens. From what we were talking about, we're in established relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, we've already established. We know what the physical part is.
Why would we just look up what emotional abuse is?
But I'm saying we just established it. Well, not emotional, but
verbal abuse.
Verbal. That's using your words. You're being verbal, right? Abuse. The abuse part is what? The non-consent and motherfuckers still doing it anyway.
Okay.
So a motherfucker can be physically abused walking down the street by another random motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a nigga to just punch you in your shit, right?
Yeah.
That's physical abuse.
If
now,
I ran up
hold
on
on.
Okay.
Same scenario. If a rando comes up and punches you in the face, but doesn't knock you out and it doesn't hurt you, Superman, that's still physical abuse.
Okay.
So now we've defined that as that, correct?
Uh-huh.
So now go to the verbal.
Okay.
With my words,
okay.
If I'm saying shit that you don't want me to say because it's unwarranted. What's the reason to call me a fat bitch if that's what I already am? Exactly, like that.
Hold on. What if I say, women should be at home making babies, and she get offended at that? Is that verbal abuse? Women should know how to
No, because you're not talking about her. You're talking about it generally.
I'm talking about her though. Yeah,
if she's a woman, she's part of the general public that you're speaking about.
It is not in 2025 prayer legal to be sexual harassment, saying hi to some people, coming in onto them if they're offended. That's what I just said. But
that's what the whole problem is now. Is like, I'm not saying I fucking agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I understand that's what it is.
If that's what it, but that don't make it a thing. Though.
It does make it. It makes it a thing because think about even between men and women, our fucking strength is in our physicality. Their strength is in what the fuck they say.
It's equality around here. But
we know it's not. It's like if we put our strength to their strength, it's not equal.
Okay.
If we put a lot of the shit that they say,
they're not stronger than us in anything. Emotional, physical, mental, none of that.
No.
Okay.
But the one thing when they say some shit,
okay,
depending on the bitch you with and how long you been with her,
okay,
you know she knows what to say to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And whether you want to believe it or not, nigga, that shit is emotion. That shit changes shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, if we're going by what the definitions purely are, abuse, that's why it's abuse and neglect. The neglect comes from I don't give a fuck and I'm not taking care of it. The abuse is it's unwarranted and unneeded. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Okay, it says verbal abuse is a type of psychological/mental abuse that involves the use of oral or written language directed to a victim. Verbal abuse can include the act of harassing, labeling, insulting, scolding, rebuking, or excessive yelling towards the individual. It can also include the use of derogatory. Say it one more time.
Derogatory.
I can't hear what somebody said. Terms, the delivery of the statement intended to frighten, humiliate, denigrate, or belittle the person. These kinds of attacks may result in mental or emotional distress for the victim. So it don't say just one time.
But that's that intent.
Verbal abuse should be something I can sue somebody for. Verbal abuse should be something I can sue somebody for.
You can, depending on how they. So if if the New York Times prints that you're a fucking pedophile and doesn't have evidence,
that's not verbal abuse.
That's slander, motherfucker. That's an actual offense.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Lying is a different thing,
but it is
what
slander is saying that libel is printing. So, but it's the same shit.
There you go. And put it out on wax.
So if
I was just telling people individually, not recorded. That you're a fucking pedophile. That's not slander. You know what I mean?
So that's why Kendrick didn't get in trouble. Because he didn't necessarily say he was, but he hinted at it. Hard. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't believe that. I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say to you. You know what I mean? So all because is it verbal abuse when
read the last part though. When it's meant to humiliate, degrade, make to feel inferior. That's what I meant by was your intent to do that? Now, so again, if you're a gym owner, and if the context is, hey, I was having a TED talk about gyms,
okay,
and this lady up front who was 350 pounds kept interrupting me,
okay,
and I said, look, bitch, you're fat, okay? You need to fucking do exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And she got offended. That's not what I'm talking about.
How about
I mean, a little bit, only because like your snapback may not have been professional, but the end result is you're like, hey, you're interrupting me, and I'm trying to get you right though. You know what I'm saying?
I done got a lot of people, talk about fitness. A lot of people mad at me about talking facts about fitness.
No, I get it.
So one time I said 80% of black women are overweight, and 80% of that 80% is morbidly obese. And then all the ladies took offense to it.
Right.
Am I verbally abusing them?
No.
With a fact, but they're taking an offense. They're hurt by it. It might cause them mental distress.
But they think your intent was to make them hurt. But your intent was to say, hey, statistically, this is what it is. And this is what that is. That's it.
But
I'm just giving the information.
So I hear you. So when we correlate it with physical abuse, it doesn't matter my intent.
It does.
If I hit you, I hit you.
Right, but that's why there's regulations in place when people fight and niggas just don't fight. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's why there's regulations in place when people say shit on TV or in newspapers or media like that, even the internet now.
Well, the media is a place where they ain't supposed to let derogatory stuff be said. You know what I mean?
I
Stuff
get
like
it.
that. Media shit, you know.
I
but
get it.
You can turn
but
on
they
the
also
you can turn on the right channel and hear some bullshit though.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it depends on which platform.
So again, we're going with intent, right? Like to defame, be derogatory, made feel inferior, humiliate. So back to the physical one, right? If I'm out and a motherfucker slaps my girl's ass and I punch the nigga so hard that his neck breaks and he dies, you know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to kill the nigga. I
meant to physically assault.
I meant to get physical because he got physical.
There you go. You know what I mean?
But my intent was not to kill him. Just like when you're like, hey, listen, fat bitch, I'm trying to get you into this program. She's allowed to take offense by calling her fat bitch, but your intent was not the fat bitch because you didn't stop there. It was to get her attention to say, hey, buy my program. Just like my intent was to say, hey, nigga, stay the fuck up off my girl. But that nigga was just weak necked, like, you know.
Let's see, like change.
Now, if I was trying to humiliate him, I would have just fucking knocked him down and fucked him in his ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Hold on, listen.
No, I mean, effed him in his ass.
Crazy deep thought. Listen, so I'm saying this also. So to physically assault you, to physically abuse you, I have to be there. So with verbal abuse, like I can be on the phone, I can be on the radio, I guess. You know what I mean? So like that. I mean, so if I heard something on, so let's say I'm a female, I'm watching what's that? Handmaid's Tale, whatever. Whatever they call it, I don't know. They get offended at that. You know what I mean? Is that verbal abuse? Because I'm offended on something they put in there? You know what I mean? Shoot. If my intent wasn't to offend you, it was to entertain you.
Oh, wait. Say that. Are you saying you're watching it like for a podcast?
I'm just
reacting to it or
something? I just changed the channel and it popped on there. You know what I mean? It's verbal.
And who was this around, I'm saying?
I was by myself. So
okay, and you're watching Handmaid's Tales and something they said on there.
Yeah, like, but I'm saying abuse is an act,
right?
And how you feel.
An act is intent, though, right?
But how you feel might not be real, though.
No, how the person's getting the action done to them, right? It depends on what's going on. But what I'm saying is we would agree that an act is intent, right? In order to act, you have to intend and then like do it.
So in the hands-wise, whatever it's called, they intended to shock and awe you. You know what I mean? Shit, even to possibly offend you, to get you to another.
Are you saying it itself, like to critics and fans or people, like in period in general?
What I'm saying is, again, just to recap, physical abuse is real. Verbal abuse is. Why? Because I'm talking. Like it's nothing for you to get offended or feel abused from, because these are words. You know what I mean? So and I'm using the watching the TV scenario is because the person don't even have to be there. It didn't have to be grab them by the pussy. Lots of bitches got offended by that. You know what I mean? Is that verbal abuse?
No, because he wasn't talking to them.
Oh,
everybody essentially was eavesdropping and heard him say it, and then formed an opinion. That's what I'm saying. That's the first difference. It's like it can't. If I'm just going outside being like saying that black women suck and like motherfucker hears that and gets offended, no, I'm not being verbally abusive. Just as much as if I go outside and start twirling around with my arms out and fists like this, and a kid that's not paying attention runs into me and I fucking dead. I'm not physically abusing that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, if this is directed towards somebody, and then as it's stated is used to make feel inferior and all humiliated, etc., then absolutely. So if you're not there, you're on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Or let's say Fox comes out with a show and they said, hey, during this show, we made this show to directly offend black people. You know what I'm saying? And they start talking they shit, then it's like, oh, motherfucker, you trying, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, how about this? Okay.
So that's what I meant.
You gotta be directed. So listen, okay, so
right.
So I'm with my bitch. We at the house. I'm pissed off.
Why are you pissed off?
My steak wasn't steaky. You know what I mean?
Did she cook it?
She cooked my steak. Okay. So
that's what I'm saying. So off top, I got it.
Hold on. So I picked up the phone. And I said, man, this bitch, I ain't talking to her. Talking to my best friend. This bitch that gave me a motherfucking medium rare. I thought I was my shit well done, bitch. What the fuck, this stupid ass, dumb ass bitch? I ain't talking to her.
But she's in the room?
Is she in the house?
She's in the house and she can hear you?
She can hear me?
Yeah, it is.
But I ain't talking to her.
It don't matter.
See,
intent.
That's why I said
intent.
I'm talking to my friend.
But why are you being loud enough for her to hear it?
To my friend.
But you're shaming her talking to your friend, and she can hear it. That's intent.
Man.
You're shaming her. So yes,
real, man. That's crazy.
You just,
I'm talking to my friend. I might be talking about the video game and be loud.
But what are you doing while you're talking to your friend? This bitch, fuck her. She's not doing shit. I'm degrading her as I'm speaking to you right now. Well, I don't give a fuck if she can hear or not.
What if I'm just getting my feelings out about her? Like, this bitch
leave.
On my nerve when she don't fuck this stupid ass bitch.
Then leave and call the nigga.
I told damn.
Then it won't be verbal abuse. That's what I'm saying, dog.
But so I go to the motherfucking garage, right? And she go take the trash out. And she hear me yelling at my friend about how she.
That's not because again she ran into your fist swinging. But what I'm saying, because again, what was the intent? You needed to blow off steam. Maybe that's what you needed to say and do. Is fucking cuss about her and vent about her. She's on the west wing. Garage is on the east wing. You were laying down with a book, you know, as I was eating my steak and getting mad. So I was like, you know what? Let me go call Raj. Let me call Brad real quick. this motherfucking bitch. And fucking the third time she did it, and then the door opened and it's her, and she's like,
what? Look at the former head of the FBI being investigated for potential hit on the president over some damn seashells. Someone seen the picture, got offended, and then
it snowballed into it wasn't what it wasn't. You being on petty intent to your friend. No, but that's what I'm saying, fam. Like, cause again, yes, that is petty too, to be like, oh, this fucking bitch, and you know she can hear, that you know that's petty.
I'm not like, I don't give a fuck if she can hear me. That's the thing.
Right,
like,
but because like you're mad. Because you're mad.
Or I might, so okay. So verbal, so I might just be talking to my friend about bitch in the past. You know what I mean? Shit. Man, that pussy was very better than my bitch pussy, but that pussy was fire though. You know what I mean? So I'm going into detail, might be said, but my bitch better. But this other thing she had was super duper. I'm talking about when so she getting offended though. Is this verbal abuse also?
No, because again,
and I'm yelling.
She's eavesdropping now. Like
she was eavesdropping.
She's walking past the water.
She was eavesdropping when I was yelling at my friend about how I hate.
But now you're not talking about some shit that just happened.
She's in the conversation.
I get it, but it's not. She didn't.
My bitch gave me some head that was crazy, but another bitch gave me some head wasn't as good as this. But hey, this bitch, it was close. It was getting there. You know what I mean? And I'm so proud of a bitch that she did it better than her.
I'm saying that's a gray area, but I would bet for
it got to be black and white. It has to be black and white.
But what I'm saying is, so again,
abuse can't be a gray area.
It's not.
And verbal is a gray area.
But again, what we're talking about is you being on the phone talking guy shit, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? Versus free speeching versus feeling a type of way about a scenario that happens and then using that to verbally degrade or, you know what I'm saying, do the shit that you are doing. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So again, if she made my steak and it was bloodier than I wanted it, and I fucking walk away and go take a 5-minute walk down the street, and then I'm like, this bitch is prez and fucking this, that, and the other, not verbal abuse. But if I do the same thing and I'm like, this bitch prez and man, I just woo, and then she comes walking up like, I just want to talk. And then tries to get offended, that ain't the same shit. Do you see what I'm saying?
So what if you was talking to him, then she walked up, she said, she want to talk? Man, this dumbass bitch fucking following me. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So now I'm still calling out her shit, but she wasn't supposed to be here.
Right. It's not abuse. Get the fuck away from me. Okay. Hey, hold on, fam. Let me cross the street real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm actively not trying to do this, and so I can't be abusing you if I'm getting away from you.
One more there. Hold on. Let's say we both in the house.
All right.
And she just, baby, I just want to talk to you. I don't want to fucking talk to you about that bullshit. My mama she might have cheated, and I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? So, am I being verbal abusive? So I'm telling you, get your stupid ass out my motherfucking face, you dumb bitch. I'm tired of you, right? I don't want to fucking hear about this shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? What, you know what I mean? Am I being verbally abusive?
No, you're being highly emotional. I wouldn't say that's verbal abuse, but you are being highly emotional when I just said I want to talk to you, nigga. Are you okay? Like, you know,
I'm emotional about you cheating on me.
But you don't know that's what you say. You don't know that's maybe she wants to talk.
No, that's what she want to talk to you about. That's what
okay.
She been trying to talk to you about it all day. Baby, I just sucked this dick. I didn't
Oh,
know
well,
that.
then she crossed the boundaries before you did, so it doesn't fucking matter at that point.
So not
that it doesn't matter. No, that's what I was gonna say. Not that it doesn't matter in the sense that it's a free for fucking all that. But like what I'm saying is, if you do still care, then yes, you must keep your composure. If you don't, fucking leave. You know, and if you don't do either, then you're a fucking simp and you need to recognize who you are and then just play the relationship out as it is. Whether you care or not, every action has a reaction and every reaction can have a follow-up action. Nigga Newton did not say that shit. What's that song? Nobody's supposed to be here.
Damn.
No. Nobody's supposed to be here. Nobody's supposed to be Don't get us started.
Yeah. That was a cut.
You feel what? No, because when they mean fucking Ariel doing that, talking about this finna be the new Little Mermaid, fam. And she said, no. And she came up that water, nigga. I said, shut the fuck up.
That's funny, right?
Yeah. I said, they got that shit. Anyway.
Okay. Narcissist. Well, that's what happens if everybody go off on something else. I don't like it when ladies calling niggas narcissists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause, that's like a default.
I feel like you gotta be rich to even be a narcissist. Like, that's a rich word. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you got every damn thing anyway, and all you care about is keeping your shit. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It would be natural for you to be a narcissist. Hey, I only want the bitches I want the cars I want, and the life I want because, bitch, I'm paying for it, and that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? That's like a rich disease.
Okay. That is the narcissist.
It's not. But if you're doing all that without empathy for anything else, it kind of is. That's what it's saying.
Empathy for what, though?
Like, I don't care about starving kids in Africa.
I want the blood dice.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, fuck
I want the
carbon
Queen's
emissions.
Crown.
Fuck carbon emissions. I want diesel.
And I hired Ocean's 11 to get that bitch for me.
And all because I ride diesel doesn't mean I'm a narcissist. I don't care about.
I sold these underage kids to make a quick $2 million. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's not. No. Every villain in Taken 1, 2, and 3 is a fucking narcissist. Okay. Like your daughter. We can make a box. No, we can't. He knew we couldn't make a deal. Because that nigga a narcissist. That's what.
Got anything coming up with it?
No, not really.
We gotta get something coming up for you here.
Well, my birthday's next month, but we still in the works. That's Saturday, I believe.
Oh, is it Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we trying to possibly lock down because we didn't get to do the float trip, so because
refloat?
Refloat might be that weekend. I'm waiting on confirmation.
Okay.
But other than that, not really. Just out here not loving these hoes.
No, we need to put on a different type of event. We need to come up with something. We need bread acting right now.
I'm kind of doing music shit, but I need
a date for something.
He said I need a date for something. All right, my birthday, Bodyguard.
Okay, there you go.
Bodyguard 7/12.
We need some events, even if they online.
Yeah.
But
Black Day.
what's the thing? No, okay, we still got some time. I'm about to say next week. Well, it is next week. What's the day? Okay, so next week it'll be the 28th. That'll be the summer strokes soiree. You want some summer strokes? It's a paint party. Come check it out. And as always, come get your body right at Presidential Fitness and Female Emporium, where you always get a free aim.
Downer.
And if you need a character, go ahead and hit that pop-up party pal. We got over 50 characters for your birthday parties, your family events, for your get-togethers. Hit us up. We are on Facebook. I actually got a couple of big events coming up on the pop-up party pal. I'm doing Panther Creek. Golf outing.
Panther Peeps. Black thing.
Yeah, Panther Creek's golf outing. There's a 5K run or something like that with the superheroes. I'm on a bike.
Damn jokes.
Yeah, I got a couple of. I got a Mob Evans thing coming up. We got a motherfucking who was that? Another restaurant. I forgot what they call. So yeah, and it is Monday. So next time you'll see us will be tomorrow on Tuesday at 10 o'clock for another episode of
Morning Ninjas.
And then we'll be back here on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. For another episode of Girl Talk.
Yeah, that was like a Wheezy girl.
There you go.
Girl Talk. Like Wheezy Jefferson.
Then we'll be back here on Thursday at 10 o'clock for another episode of
Morning Ninjas Sports.
And of course, when you go 7 days in a row, it brings you right back around to today, which next Monday we'll be back here at 8:30 for another episode of A Real Ninjas Podcast. And as always, you get Ninja starred up. That's nice.